All righty, welcome back to another episode and edition of Fort Wayne Up Close. I know every time I sit on this up here in this studio and I say it's an honor to have guests join me. Today it is truly an honor. It always is an honor, and I'm one of the luckiest guys around for OMV to allow me to sit and have conversations with people that I admire and that I respect and that have done so much for the community. Today, I've got legendary coaches with me, Al Gooden and Bruce Stevens. Hey, welcome guys to the set. You know, for you guys that don't know, Al Gooden, people say one of the top coaches around. If you talk about African Americans, he separated himself here within the past couple of years. Al has won over 500 games as a high school coach. It's unheard of for everybody, but that was separated him from all of the African American coaches before him. Bruce Stevens has made his own way. And for you guys that don't know, we all came up under Al. We all were on one staff at one point in time. Mm-hmm. So we're going to sit up here, talk a little old history of Paul Harding High School and some of the success that we had. Then we're going to bring it, talk a little current day. But again, pleasure having you guys. What kind of opening words? I'm going to let you start. Bruce Stevens is a talker. Everybody knows Coach Stevens. We're going to let him talk first.
I can't always say the words I want to say, Jay, but no. This just, when you call, we here. It's an honor just to be in the room. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you two. Al brought me in over 30 years ago. And then when you came in, everything I know. So if anybody ever did not like what I did as a coach, you can blame these two right here. Because that's where it started with me. And, even during my times of, I'm calling one of you two, all the time. Even when things are going right, I'm calling you two, even if it's just events. So I'm just happy to be, like you said, big brother, little brother. Yep.
Appreciate it. Coach?
I'd like to thank you for having me on here, and you two guys, I won 500 games, I'm the winningest African-American basketball coach in the history of Indiana basketball, but it didn't get started till I brought in the best two guards. I was so happy when you guys came in, and you guys know, hey, I turn my guards over to you guys every practice. Hey, guys, you know what to do, and that's when our basketball program turned around. When I got you guys.
And he definitely knew too, Jay. When something went wrong, he came to us, didn't he?
Yeah. We took the brunt of it,
right? And I talked to you last time. I talked to Bruce before, and I keep telling you I owe an awful lot of things to you guys. I owe you guys some debt, forever you guys debts.
We appreciate that, Coach. But it's funny though. You hit on something, and I heard Jamal Crawford just did an interview the other day, and he talked about his son plays for an AAU team that has 3 Division I guys coaching it. So he said, hey, he just kind of turned his son over to these guys. He said, what better hands can they be in? So again, when you talk about, hey, me and Bruce, you turn it over to us. You played Division I basketball. Bruce, a Division I baseball player. I obviously played Division I. I think that was a part of the success. But even beyond that, more than, us guys playing at that level, I think, there is the intelligence that comes along with it and all the other stuff. Talk about some of the, the program that we had at Harding as far as, the structure, the discipline, things of that nature. Which one of you guys want to talk about that?
Go ahead, Al, since you initiated all of that.
But, when I first got there in 1990, we was a decent program. We didn't turn the corner until actually when I hired both of you guys. I think Bruce came on first. Mm-hmm. You came on a year before Jay did.
Yep, year before Jay.
And I've been coaching for 6 years then. And I got you, and Jay came over and talked to me. I took you from Indiana Tech.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
and brought you on over. And we set some discipline in the program because they had to do things, like keep your hair nice and neat, go to class every day, be gentlemen in the classroom and in the school building and our community, and we try to teach them how to be a young man, and the winning was just gravy. This was came along extra with it.
And, I think when you go, one of the things as a coach, and you guys all know this, of course, but the thing for me is, like you said, we all competitive. You know that. You know how we are. Heck, you know, me and Jay used to stay after practice every day and play full court 1-on-1. You know, sometimes we played longer than what we practiced. But the biggest thing for me as a coach is when you got old players that come back and tell you and thank you for all the things that you've done, and it has nothing to do with dribbling the basketball.
Right.
All the things that
Right.
you know we talked about and discussed. You know, like you said, you know, it's probably unheard of today, but the fact that, you know, our kids couldn't wear braids and they had to have their hair cut. And the thing about it is you knew who wanted to play basketball. They would wear them froze all the way up to the last day of tryouts,
Right.
you know. But these kids, they were just so disciplined and they believed in us and we believed in each other. And I think that's where our success came from. And we were, you know, we were just there to do the right thing, you know, teach someone something that we had we had been taught, and hopefully not just as basketball coaches, but as men.
You exactly right. That thing with the kids, you know, you have some of our past players that come up, they'll say, man, I remember when you said this. And I laugh because I might not remember telling them that, but I know they're lying because I just said something similar to
thing,
somebody,
right?
yeah, somebody yesterday. The exact same thing.
Yes.
You know, then you got folks coming up, yeah, you know, hey, I named my kid after you. You know, or ask, hey, guess what my baby's name is? But what, JJ? Hey, and it wasn't by accident. Like, man, you know, what bigger compliment can you have? You're right. And you know that you're making an impact. And as you say, you know, Al, you hired us. Hey, we were young men. I mean, that's just what we did. You know, it wasn't like wasn't setting out to set an example or to be that role model per se. But then you talk to, again, members in the community. And they get to talking about the example that Big Al Gooden set, that Bruce Stevens set, you know. And it's not even just in you guys' words, but just in the way that you carry yourself, the way that you dress. You know, your discipline was what it was. It didn't waver. You know, you didn't sell your soul for some wins. It was, hey, one thing Tracy always laughs about, you guys, hey, went to the state tournament or the championship game. Had a gentleman that was ineligible. You didn't let him play. What coach in the state was not going to let their kid play that was ineligible?
Right.
You know, Al Gooden. It speaks to who you are, you know.
And you know what? Al just didn't have the discipline on the players. He had it on us, too. Hey, Bruce, you didn't wear no tie today. What's going on? You know? So, you know, it's like when I was interviewed for the job in New Haven. And one of the things they asked me is, so what will you do, or how would a program be different than what it was before? I say, well, probably the biggest difference that it's going to be is that the past coach was 6'4" and I'm 5'9". But everything else, that's all I know. I thought we did it successfully, and what we did and what we taught the kids, and that's how I continue to plan on doing it. And you know, it worked.
There you go.
And,
go ahead, Big Al.
you know, and you guys, you know, my greatest comfort, and you guys are great head coaches. Look, you both became the head coaches, you know, and I was fortunate enough to get into the Hall of Fame, and I made reference to that. Hey, hey, I'm proud of you guys. You know, I talked to both of you, call you at the end of the year, start of the year. I call and say, good luck to both of you guys. And when you play each other, I say, hey, play nice now.
Right.
Hey, you know what they call it around here? They call it the Al Gooden Bowl.
Yeah.
That's people in the street, they call it the Al Gooden Bowl. We played.
Hey, I used to tell my kids, now, hey, JJ used to beat up on me when we would play one-on-one. So, hey, I got to get him back tonight, all right?
I got a question for you, Big Al. Because again, like you said, you came in old school value. And for y'all that don't know, hey, Coach Gooden, my high school coach, was Coach Gooden's middle school coach. So, and again, that was an era of basketball, and some of the fundamentals and discipline that he got was indicative of the times. As far as evolving as a coach, like you said, you brought us on. Bruce came first, so he got up under you.
Right.
And the story Bruce always tell, like after I left, he was like, man, I had to fight Big Al. I had nobody to battle with, you know. He was like, you know how it was. You would say something, and then he'd look, and I side with you. But he said, now I'm you, and I don't got me, you know. But as far as your evolution, was that a conscious effort, or was it just something that you kind of sat back and said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna listen to these brothers? And I said, because you had guys that would come back, and you know, we had guys pulling up shooting threes off the break and things. They'd be like, man, coach ain't let us do that.
Right.
Man, that's got to be you and Bruce. Man, he ain't never let us do that. So I asked, I mean, was that conscious on your part, or did you just kind of say,
No, I hired you guys for a reason. You got to bring something to the program, and I respect you guys. You know, your intelligence, your knowledge, and your play effort. Bruce, I can remember when you was a senior and I was assistant coach at Amherst, and you press us by yourself. You know, Mark Braden had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
And JJ, I remember when we played, I was Heritage, my first coaching.
yes, sir?
Yeah, and man, you put on the show out there, man. Them guards, and when I couldn't get my guards to do what's right, I said, man, let me find me some guard coaches. And I just have been fortunate to stumble into you two guys.
Yeah.
And I respect you guys. I respect your knowledge. That's why I send all them guards down to you guys and say, you guys make my guards guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I don't want to make this a love fest because we, you know, but I mean, Al, I grew up, I wanted to play basketball because, hey, I saw Walter Jordan and Muff in 74, and then I watched Al and those guys, and I was like, man, this is what I want to do. I want to be on someday being at the Coliseum and Hilliard Gates come talk to me. And I watched you guys, and not just in high school, but when you got to Ball State, and I got to see you playing against Michael Adams in Boston College and all that. So, you know, so it was an honor, the fact that you asked me to come be a part of it. And then, you know, I've always followed, heck, I had to play against Tracy, and I had always followed Jay anyway, even when he was in college. So it was just, you know, when you came along, that just made it even, like you said, made it better. And we just blended so well.
Right.
You know, we understood the assignment, and we did the assignment. And like the biggest thing is just seeing all those guys that we had that have come back and just told us, you know, thank you. And that's all you ever want. That's all I ever got into it for. Heck, when I first started with Malcolm Folks, I started with girls. And Malcolm said, hey, I need you to go down to the office and sign these papers. I said, what am I signing papers for? So you can get paid. You mean we get paid to do this too? You know, but it was never it's never about that. Never about that.
Yeah. But Bruce, to your question, you're talking about battling me and fighting me all the time. But you know, you two guys come in. I don't know. I can't remember what game it was. After I had hired you guys, and you guys, you know, well, we should have did this, we
Yep.
should have did that.
I remember that.
Now, how in the world you gonna tell me now that we should have did this? I said, it's not gonna help me now.
Yep. You said you didn't want a yes man, and boy, you ain't got to tell me twice.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yep.
My motto was, I didn't get paid enough to be a yes man. That's
Right.
but you're right. After that game, we played nice, but then other than that, we be going at it to that sideline.
Right.
Hey, that's what made
Yep.
that's what made us so good.
Hey Jay, I think it might have been. I can't remember when. Oh, it was when we went. You were coaching the girls then, but we didn't win as many games that year as we usually did regular season, and it was Xavier Carr's year. We went into sectionals, and we were playing Concordia, and as a matter of fact, Xavier Carr ended up breaking the backboard that
I
game.
remember that, yeah.
But before the game and going in at halftime, me and Al, you know, we weren't like knockdown drag out, but we had, you know, we was talking to each other, and I'm talking to him, going in the locker room, and we kind of arguing a little bit. And then before we go in, I said, that's what we've been missing, Al. You know, that's what. And then we came out and we made a run and went all the way to state, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
so,
all right.
But you know, like you said, we had battles, but it was for the better cause of the program. And I won't know if I want to call it battles. It was just, you know, hey, you know how Al would do. Hey, Al, I think we ought to get in the zone. We get in the zone. They score off of the first play. I told you I shouldn't have gotten that doggone zone.
And what would my response be?
Hey, yeah, but they done scored more against your man than they have our zone.
Yeah, they scored 2 buckets against that zone. They got 60 against that man-to-man.
Yeah. But we all, and you know, I just tell people all the time, they're like, man, I said, the thing about Al is you say what you, like any coach, that's how I want my coaches to be. You tell me. I'm hearing what you say, but sometimes, you know, as a head coach, you still doing certain things. But then later on, he'll say, okay, we're going to do this. You know, he's listening to what we're saying, but he's caught up into, you know, of course, managing the game.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
And it's definitely, you know, disagreement battle, you know. But, you know, I trust you guys. I bet
Right.
you guys. I'm the senior citizen, you know, in this group.
Yeah, you are.
Know, yeah. and I brought you guys on and I gave you an assignment to do. And you guys, hey, you did it well, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't always agree with some of the stuff, you know. And like you said, sometimes they should let you tell them, I got to do my job of coaching.
Right.
And now I see and hear what you're saying and stuff like that. And you throw it out. Because I want to use it. I use it. I don't. I just let it go in and out the door. And you guys didn't have any hurt feelings about that.
No.
And when you guys told me I should be doing this and doing this, go to that 12 zone, JJ, hey, I didn't have any hurt feeling about that,
We lobbied for a kid for 1 year. Me and Jay, hey, Coach, God, we got to have that kid. Shoot, towards the end of the year, me and Jay was like, Coach, we got to get rid of that kid.
Yeah, you're right. He was disrupting things.
Yeah.
But I think, y'all hit on something, and it's funny because as we look at where we're at right now with basketball, and I'm talking players and coaches, Bruce talked about us all being competitive. And you talk about that mentorship. When Big Al called me, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. That is, back in the day, I tell people I used to love Fort Wayne because it was almost like a fraternity. Yes. Everybody that hooped,
right.
we all played together in the parks and whatnot. And whether Big Al on down to Sim Nelson and whatever years, those guys taught us how to be players, how to conduct ourselves on and off the floor. So when Big Al calls, hey man, I want to bring you on. Hey, okay, I'm going.
Right, exactly.
But with that, us playing together, competitors, our feelings weren't hurt. That heat of the battle, you going to say stuff.
Right.
But it's just like you playing that game. And it's funny because when I was driving over this morning, I thought about it. Guys don't play in the park no more. And you think about it, hey, it's a bad call. Everybody, roo. Hey, F you, blah, blah, blah. Guys cussing each other out. But then you finish out the game, but everybody's cool.
Yep.
You think about right now with our kids, our coach. Guys don't have that.
No.
You yell, you raise your voice at somebody, man, feelings are hurt.
Yes.
People scared to say something. Oh, he gonna yell at me. What?
Yeah.
Or I might say the wrong thing. Like you said, we didn't have that. We would say something, be a different group, blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, hey, we call, we talk it out, everything is all good.
Everything's all good. Because, I always say that guys can compartmentalize certain things because that's just what we do, There might be when I was in high school, we had, battles against Northrop. Northrop was the team, and we had battles against them. And, we all talked stuff and did that. But when it was all said and done, we still hanging out with each other, doing certain things. There could be a guy like, man, I don't like what that guy said to me when we was playing. But if I'm at the park and he ain't on the team, hey, you want to play with me? I got him. We just do those things. And that's kind of how we were. Like, we got it,
Exactly. Yeah. We talked about some of the rules and things that that Al had. Like you said, keep the hair neat. Dress a certain way. All these things. But again, it was about everything was designed to keep these young men productive citizens and helping them have some discipline towards their life.
You're right.
To where now, like you said, you back off on certain things. But there are things that we shouldn't back off on. And that we have to deal with, where you get, a lot of parents, become involved now, and they talk to their kids about touches and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, I use a saying or tell a story that you tell all the time. So I'm gonna let you tell it, but I love it because it speaks to the mentality. You said, hey, somebody approached you back in the day, what people do. Hey, what is it like playing with Roosevelt Barnes? He shoot all the balls. Yeah. What you used to tell people?
Yeah. Now, me and Rose are good friends. Now, you're talking about the battles that we had. Yeah. Now, me and Rose had battles. But we know I ride to the game with Rose. After we fussing, after practicing and everything, I ride home with Rose. But everybody complain about me playing with Roosevelt Barnes. The Roosevelt Barnes shoot everything. Every time you touch the ball, shoot. Hey, I just go to the opposite side of the rim.
Yeah.
Hey, 96% of the rebound come to the opposite side. Get the rebound, put it in, score. You're not going to make all his shots. Hey, let Rose shoot all he want.
And that's why you were the chairman of the boards. That's what they call it.
I tell people, you go out to Wayne, that's why Al Gooden going to have the field goal percentage leader. And rebound leader.
And he got to throw in college. He love his free throw percentage too.
Oh, and free throw. Oh, yeah. Shoot a high percentage. Them three simple things. Yeah. And all because that's his mentality. We have guys now, they be 6'6", 6'8", walk around talking about, hey, ain't getting no touches, but average 2 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
If they had Joe mentality, they gonna average, double figures just off putbacks. You get all the touches you want.
Yeah. Well, you brought up something earlier, Jay. You talked about, hey, I can't remember who you said it was. Oh, he said he entrusted his son to those.
Jamal Crawford. Yeah.
Hey, when my son decided that, hey, I want to play AAU, I want to play basketball, who did I entrust him to? I said, you know what? You run over there, you go over there to JJ. When he came to me and says, they don't pass me the ball. I said, well, how many steals you get? How many offensive rebounds did you get? I mean, because it's like life. You got to find a way to make it work,
Correct.
And, he became really good in track. So when he got in high school, basketball kind of wavered, but what he really told me one time was, he says, well, if Coach Gooden was still coaching, I'd play, but we always just said, do what you needed to do. We always told our kids that, do what you need to do. And I think that's kind of helped them also as they've become adults. What didn't you do? Because I'm not going up here to talk to no coach about this or that, especially like my grandmother used to be like, before I go up to the school, you better tell me everything you did. Because if you did something you ain't telling me, you already know what's going to happen, So I just think, the difference from now and then is that we knew, okay, this is what I need to do. I may not get this, but okay, what else is there that I can do to help?
Correct.
You
understand the betterment of the team.
Yeah.
That conversation was the same with my son too. So we just went back to back to the state, and he came his senior year, so he's supposed to be the man. So hey, they're not passing me the ball. No, I put rebound the ball.
Yep.
Hey, you can get it. And we had that conversation with a player dad in the office.
Yeah, we did.
You want your dad? You want your son to handle the ball more? Tell him to rebound.
Get a rebound, push it up.
Yeah. It's just up. We try to teach them, like you said, to be good citizen, later in life, and all the winning just fall in place. And I get a lot of people calling me, the past couple of years. When I announced my retirement, man, I had about 9,500 texts, phone calls I had to answer. And a lot of them from the kids.
Yep.
Tell them how, and I took that same philosophy down to Indianapolis. It was tough at first, but but then again, they finally fell in line. Kyle got national championship. Mr. Basketball, All-American. Hey, Kyle, you got to post up a rebound. Yeah. He's 6'3". Hey, he can do it.
Yeah.
He fell in line.
That's funny. You went all the way to Indianapolis to get you a basketball player. I take that back. At Harding, you had basketball players. You had VJ and Big Steve. But y'all realize went to 5 state championships, won. We had no Division I basketball players. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
We had all football players.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all thought about that, but on my drive, I was thinking about everybody we had. Smiley, Trey. Those are football guys. Muhammad. Football guy.
Yeah.
Evan White might have been the highest. He walked over to IU under those circumstances.
Right.
But I said, man, until y'all got VJ. VJ played a year at Harding, but then, that's New Haven. It's Steve. But, then you went down to Nap. You're right. Now he got Nigel Pack. Kyle got you got hoopers.
Yeah.
We took guys, all our hoopers went elsewhere. Because let's talk about that. Where Harding was, we had guys, we was the most pilfered district there was.
Yeah, you're right.
And so we had guys driving past the school on their way to other schools.
Yeah, and remember one year we played Wayne, and I think they whole
Starting five
lineup lived in
Crown Colony.
District, Crown Colony or True Ridge.
Yeah.
So you're right, but we did. One of the things that I know Al used to say, and I say it all the time, and I know you do, is what I play with who I got when I get there. That's all you can do. Yeah. There's like, who you got? Well, when the season starts, I'll let you know, because all I can do is play with who we got. And so,
but those guys, all the football, Trey and Muhammad and Sewell and Xavier, those guys are good kids. They listen to us.
Yeah.
And they just did what we wanted them to do. Like, Jalen Smith, I seen him at Joe wedding with Roger, and he said, "Oh, you got my brother, but I didn't come no day." I said, "Yes, that's my ultimate warrior."
Yeah.
So I remember walking in the locker room before the sectional championship game. We getting ready to play the Winger. The Winger had beat us early, and Rod Smith sitting there and said, "Hey, coach, I got you. Whatever you want me to do tonight, I got you." Yeah. And we went out and won that game by 20 points. Yeah. That's why I call him my ultimate warrior right now.
People ask me all the time, man, what did y'all have at Harding? What did y'all do? I said, man, we had guys that was bought in and guys that was, you think of Marquello Sewell, he's 6'1". He wins a regional game for us with what, 22 points, 21 rebounds.
Yes.
You know, they just did what, and these guys were top football players, but they just, hey, if this is what you want me to do, this is what I'm going to do.
That was it. They was athletes, and that bought in. And
Yep.
that was the key. They athletes that bought in, you know. But hey, Bruce, we talk East Allen County lifer with the elementary, middle school, high school, came back, coached middle school, high school, football, baseball, basketball. I mean, okay. Oh, by the way, Harding closes.
Right.
You go to New Haven. Follow up coach. Well, we always there together.
Right.
And you know what? I didn't get no call to go to New Haven. That's a whole nother story, coach.
He was
I
somewhere.
I didn't get no call. But hey, y'all was there and you took over for Coach Gooden. But you won 2 sectionals and still had a successful career. Now, here recently, you done stepped down. What happened?
You know what? Jay, when you're as old as I am and been in it for a while, there's just some things you just won't do. And I ran the program how I thought was right and the way that I saw fit and to protect my kids. And, you know, after so many years, I guess the administration or whatever felt like they wanted to go a different direction, you know, and I'm okay with that. You know, like Al said, man, I've gotten so many. You just don't know what you've actually done until it's over with. I've got so many people that have reached out and all this, and I just, you know what? I was going to be on my way out anyway, but could it have gone a different way? Maybe, but I wanted to go my way, and I'll never change who I am for anybody.
Gotcha.
So, and that's kind of what it is, and hopefully, I can be sitting here one day. And I always wanted, hey, when I leave, one of my assistant coaches or somebody that I've coached can carry on with the job. So that's what I see it. You know, I look at it this way. Sometimes God has to push you to get you to do what you need to do. So, and I'm okay with that. Like you said, you were driving in. I was driving in. I went past the reservoir, and I saw that hill. And, I got a 10-year-old granddaughter. And then she run tracks and basketball. I said, it's time for me to hit the hill with her now. I guess that's, what I need to do. But I appreciate New Haven for giving me the opportunity. Like I said, they didn't have to do that. And I had 10 years, and I'm ready to move on. I'm good, But I appreciate everything that everybody's ever done. And I'm just going to – I'm not going to do what someone wants me to do if it ain't right.
Gotcha. Okay. And I know, again, and let you guys know, Coach Stevens has said, hey, that's what he told me. I'm good. Didn't really want to broach the topic, but I said, hey, you could be good, but I'm going to talk about it because, as we said, these is 2 of the nicest guys you ever going to meet. And anytime you can dispose of a role model, yeah, I got an issue with that, even if he wasn't my guy. Mm-hmm. I know what he's done in his community. I know what he's done for young people. I know what he stands for. So therefore, no, I've got a voice. Like we say, this is our neutral voices. Mm-hmm. I've got a platform. Yeah, I'm going to ask this question. We're going to bring it up and discuss it because, like I said, 2 of the nicest guys you ever going to meet. And family and children has been my life's work. So, we're talking about African Americans and needing role models. If you can just have somebody step down, I don't know, what New Haven, what the thought process is or whatnot, but I hope they do have a heck of a succession plan in place because replacing this guy is going to be tough.
I appreciate it. You know what? I may have stepped down, but I ain't stepped out. I'm still going to be there. I'm still calling kids now. I had to call a kid yesterday. Hey, you need to get your stuff together. You ain't doing this and doing that. I mean, I'll never be out of a kid's life if I think I can help. I may not be there on that sideline, but I'm going to be on your telephone, your text. I'm going to always be there to talk to those kids. Nobody can take that away from me. Right. So like I said, I may have stepped down, but I ain't stepped out.
Okay.
All right. And I appreciate all the love, especially you, one of the things I know we talked about Al and all that, but JJ, one thing I always said, and I think why we were so competitive, being a freshman coach isn't like it used to be. But when you was a freshman coach, you got Al took from me, I took from you. But the one thing, no matter who you put on the court, JJ was going to play with him and try to win with him, and you continue to do that now. So I appreciate all of that. And I noticed that. I said, man, JJ got these kids playing. All right. Hey, we got to play hard, and I think that's what we all did. that we fed off of each other.
Well, Jay, I told you that you had 5 guys one year.
Yes.
5 guys. And, I always come to the freshman game, support you. And I'm sitting in that locker room looking at you. I don't know how you do it.
Right. But when you have someone like Evan White was like, this is the greatest thing ever. But hey, I never heard Jay complain about that. That's my thing.
Yeah.
He just said, all right, here we go. This is what we're going to do. He writing on the board. Yep.
You have to make any sub.
Nope. Hey, if anything, I got to call more timeouts or I got to do this.
Yeah.
Again, that's life.
Yeah,
That's life. Things in life happen. I told you earlier, I said, I heard this not too long ago, and I'm trying to live by that now. When you focus on something, it starts to grow. Well, I'm focusing on positivity now. I'm focusing on helping people because that's what I want to grow. But I get everything that you're saying, but I just wanted to let you know, hey, you're doing a hell of a job too, Jay, and everything that you do.
I appreciate that.
I agree with I came and sit down and watch your game last summer.
And I'm gonna tell you, like Al told me the other day, hey, hey, what time you practice? I think I'm gonna be there. I told JJ, don't come into practice one day. I might be sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
Got to get the shakes off.
Yeah.
But right now, I just want to, my wife gave up 30 years of her life. My whole family did, to be honest with you, to be a basketball coach's wife, and she loved it. And now I gotta love her back for that.
I'll just get ready to say, man, hold on, time out. Because they ain't gave up nothing. They enjoyed being a part of that.
They followed us, didn't they?
Yeah.
You come, basketball family, sports family.
Yes.
And that's my mama, my sister, and them.
yeah.
Hey, like, what they gonna do on Friday now? They gonna be cussing you out in a couple of weeks while you up here talking about what you giving back.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Hey, shoot, I'm surprised I ain't got a call from your mama yet. Hold on now.
She done made some calls. You might not have been to you, but she done made some calls.
There's sometimes I'll go play JJ and his mama comes talk to me first.
Yeah.
What you doing over there? How y'all, So I appreciate all that, definitely. Heck, I told me and my son had a conversation and he was like, hey, this is all I know, Dad, is basketball from growing up. I said, yeah, I remember you was a little kid and Jay had little Jay and Al. I mean, we really like family. We watch our families grow up together. Yeah. Remember, we go to watch a game and Jake's holding little Jay. He ain't even walking yet. BJ barely walking, and we got AJ and Alicia and Ashley, and they young, and so it's just nice to see that we've all matured and moved on and even a chance to see our grandkids. But hey, without you two, I don't know what I would have done in those 30 years. Basketball, people always say, man, you've done a lot for these kids. I said, they've done a lot for me also.
Right.
They've done a lot for me also.
It's been a family affair, we all got mutual friend. Joe Price is coach at Ball State, and my daughter went to Ball State.
Yeah.
And she got to meet Joe because she talking basketball. She telling him about running that zone. And then Joe Price, I said, she grew up every day in the gym.
Hey, one of the funniest stories I had, I was referencing when Ashley was playing at Prince Chapman. And, I didn't know Ashley almost her whole life. His daughter, and she was playing at Prince Chapman, and me and Jerome Hogue was reffing. And I made a call to Ashley, and Ashley hardly ever said a word. She's sitting at the thing. You a terrible ref. That's a terrible call.
Look, did you tech her? You the toy protector folks.
Hey, you'll mess with them goodness now. Yeah, they come out the stands.
There you go.
And before we move on, Jay, you didn't get a call, but you got a personal invite. I talked to you. I think you told me something when I was going to have Snyder. I think you said something about you had something in line with Snyder or something.
No, I had calls from every coach in the SAC. You're right, but I had nothing to lie. Everybody called.
I thought you told me you had
you even gave me a couple numbers. Hey, this coach say looking for you. I'm like, okay.
No, but you always been happy, to come along with us.
Well, I mean, like Bruce said, I don't have to be on the bench. Y'all know, still be a part. I'm calling, get my 2 cents in and go be a part. Yeah. But hey, before we wrap up here, again, been a great conversation. But before we wrap up, I want each of you give me your most memorable moment or something from Harding. Give me your most memorable moment.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll one thing, if you guys can see the coach that me and Jay have on, and on the back of it says, PhD or whatever, Paul Harding Dads. I think that was one of the greatest things that we ever did there, where we made a fraternity with all the coaches and the dads there. And one thing Dr. Brown said, you walk into school whenever you want. And so to help with our kids. But, everyone talks about the state championship. But for some reason, I always remember the losses, And I guess one of the memorable moments is we lost this one, but we were playing the Zeller boys. And I think the youngest one, Cody, was only 6'5" at the time he was a freshman.
Yeah.
But they had
Tyler.
Tyler, the 7-footer. Then they had another guy almost reminded me of Mark Eaton. He was about 6'11". And the whole time, how we do it. And you're right, Rod Smith didn't get to play in that game. But hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Our game plan was perfect. We're gonna run them. And you know how Al would always bring the card over and hey, check everything out. So I'm on the bench checking it out, and Al comes back over. So what do you think? I looked at Al. We in trouble, Al. I said, these dudes athletic. So, just to, and one story, I can't bring up, but the time we lost and we had the Pizza Hut.
Thank you, sir. I knew. Yeah.
But, just those times that we had together, not just with the kids, but we had with each other. And like you said, I could go on and on, I'm a talker, but the stuff that the conversations that we've all had and we still have, those things is priceless to me.
There you go.
Again, for me, I know everybody talk about the state championship, like you said, and man, we had some great talks in the locker room, man. Just when I called you right before you got married, I said, man, I can't believe you're moving on, Jay. All those talks we used to have in the locker room, we're leaving.
Hey, what did they call them? JJism.
Oh man, that's what made Harding so fun. We had a great time. God, we had a great staff. We had a great time, which is all right. But you talking about Paul Harding and Dad and everything, I taught at Harding and everything like that, and I coach. And those kids, for some reason, seem that they need me. Mm-hmm. They need me, a strong black man there to help. They need me. Yeah. And I got a chance to go to New Haven and coach at New Haven. It wasn't the same.
You're right.
It wasn't the same. But, when I moved down to Indianapolis, majority of the kids are black there at Lawrence Central, and I got that feeling again. They need me. That's what I remember most about Harding. Those kids need me. And then a lot of the talks I have with them, everything is about life and nothing about sports and everything. It's about life, doing the right thing, presenting yourself the right way, and talking the right way and doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's what I remember most about Harding.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because there's kids or grown folks that I see now that'll remember me from Harding. I ain't coached them, but it's guys and girls. Yep. They just remembered us, from the staff. Mm-hmm. I get that same feeling too, and the same response too at Southside. There's kids I ain't coached, but they know you and say they got a relationship. They'll talk about, hey, you remember me? Kind of looking. Oh, did they? They didn't play, but somebody they could relate to and know you had some words for and whatnot. But then I will say this too about the state championship. When we won, that was the first time anybody had won since Northrop. It was 73. So everybody was coming back, and I remember Walt was there showing his rings. Yeah. And I remember, and it's funny because, Harding, our community was like family. And it was, all the elder statesmen all identified with Harding. Yes. One of the reasons my mother loved it, and, people her age, is they looked at Harding like old Central. Yes. And I can remember, like they said, down there at that game and was praying, like they said, when that boy kicked the ball out, they said, oh, yeah, they called it all the ghosts and everything, a pass. And that was our community school, man. It represented everybody. And I mean, I love that. And that was right there on our shoulders, and you talk to them, and it was, they have a dog in the fight. Nobody at Harding, but that's who they identify with, But, hey, fellas, I appreciated you guys. It's, great having you on. Like I said, you're not going to get too fine of role models for, your young men, young women in the community. Al Gooden doesn't drink, don't even cuss. If y'all can believe that, a basketball coach. It's funny, we used to mess with him a little bit, but, hey, you might get a couple darns and dangs out of him, Bruce Stevens, like I said, you know, there's people in this world that you can say, oh, they all right, but everybody's got, you know, skeletons in their closet or they didn't do something. You know, both of these guys here, I can honestly say, good guys through and through. I would have nothing negative to say about any of them. So, again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the respect you show my way. But again, my door is always open, Bruce. Big Al, I done told you, hey, I need somebody to come work with the big fella. You know, hey, extended invitation. But safe travels headed back to Indianapolis. Hey, everybody that's out there, we'll see you guys next time on another edition of Fort Wayne Up Close, or Let's Just Respect the Game, whichever. Keep supporting, keep following us. We're going to continue to come at you with all this great content. We're out.